So welcome back, everybody. We've got bonus predictions still in full force of explaining. PFA Player of the Season. And we've also got the Young PFA Player of the Season, of which we will be putting an official note out of what is determined by that, basically. Because you can't be a player over 30 in that category. But all these categories are worth 100 points each. And honestly, when you look back at the end of the season...
It all adds up.
Oh,
really
yes.
Adds up.
Now, this is interesting. You've got Champions League winner, worth 100 points for your prediction. Champions League furthest best placed team. So if you think that Liverpool, they might not win the Champions League, but they're going to be the British club that goes the furthest in the Champions League, and you predict them and that happens, that's worth 100 points. We've also got the Europa League winner. Now, this is the only caveat on these ones where, because the Champions League starts and then after the group stages, we have some teams that drop out. Generally, it's been Arsenal over the years. They drop out from the Champions League to the Europa League. That's the only category on the bonus predictions, isn't it, Atul, where we don't want your prediction straight away.
Yeah, I mean, should you feel brave and you've seen the Europa League teams and you think
Absolutely.
that team in the Europa League is going to go all the way, that's fair enough. But a lot of people hang fire until those Champions League teams have dropped down to give a better...
We've got the FA Cup winner as a category of bonus predictions. We've got League Cup winner as well. And basically, that is fairly much about it, isn't it? So there's a fair few categories. So what Atul and I are just saying is, whether you're new, whether you're an existing player, just look at those. We've only got that week and a bit to go now, so just look at all the teams and just boldly make your predictions.
And to be honest, on the back of that, Mark, is the most time-consuming bit of the whole predictions is probably just those bonus points. Once you've got them out of the way, then you've got your usual weekly points.
Yes.
To be won on the various predictions. So,
absolutely.
But it is important. Get those in, get them locked down, and forget about them. You can always have a bit of fun and just review them on a month-by-month basis.
Yeah. Once they've done that, they can just leave us to do the work through the season, and just once a week, just get 10 minutes, get your game week predictions, whatever it is, game week 4, get your predictions over and done. Now, also, to add interest to the top football predictions game, through the season, each player has 3 joker cards. Now, we designed the joker cards that basically, once you declare, by pigeon, by mail, whatever you want to do, once you tell us that you want to play a joker card for that game week, all of your points will be doubled. It's a risk, but it's a calculated risk. I mean, we've seen some. I remember Lee Marley a good few years ago. I mean, he won the league, and it was about 4 weeks to go, and he played a joker card, and he absolutely maximised it. You've done some awesome joker cards over your time, and Martin last season, I think Ryan had one too. Played some very, very good joker cards.
It's so difficult with the joker cards. If you hit it, that could set you up.
Boom! It's just fantastic.
But then, I think it was last season or the season before, Mark, where we had a spate of joker cards where everyone just couldn't break past a certain...
What was going on?
Less than 100 points.
I think I had one embarrassing. I got about 50. I normally get more than 50 without a joker card, but you just don't know what's going to happen. That's the Premiership.
Yeah.
But play them when you want. Just have a look, and if you're running behind maybe, or you need to catch up, or you want to extend the lead, it's all good fun.
Yeah.
Now, just in case you wasn't impressed by the game so far, we've also got another dimension. And on the back of the Champions League format, we do a predictions cup. So tell them what that's all about, mate.
Yeah, so it coincides with the game itself, whereby the points you accumulate in the predictions game weeks is also accumulated into a separate league or a knockout format. Knockout format happening more towards the end of the cup competition, with the likes of the semis and the quarters and the last 16s.
Absolutely.
League complements the league in the actual predictions itself. So you have a cup league group as well, whereas the top 3 go through with the best 4th place one.
It is, Basically, what we've got is 5 groups, as there's 25 players. Each group has 5 players. Okay, so there's 5 players in each group, and there's 5 groups. They will be group stages, as we say, And just like Champions League, and then at the end of the group stage, as you were saying, Atul, we're going to lose. I think we lose 9 players because it's the top 3 in each group, and then it's the next 2 best performing, highest scoring players.
Yeah.
Basically, as Atul was quite rightly saying, we then get down to a one-off game, which is a last 16 round, and then that will determine who we then have still standing for the quarter-final stages. That obviously then goes down to semi-final and then final, obviously. However, what Atul and I always do, we always do a live randomised draw, of which we will literally, like the FA Cup draw, basically each round, isn't it, Atul? And we'll video it and send it out there for you. For the group stages, we generally do that in game week 6, and we make that available to you so that you can all get ready. And when you see the screenshot each week of the predictions sheet, basically I will change the names and I will basically put Atul v Mark, so that you know that week in the cup who you're playing. And again, for the newbies, all the league tables will be charted up and put onto the screenshot. So again, all you have to do is just sit back and relax and just get a wriggle on, enjoying it. You're on the chatter groups as well, so that you can really get that banter flowing. But there's so much available. I think it's going to be a great season, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. As I said, it's so difficult to call, as you do year in, year out, because the level of competition is just moving up and up and up. As I said, the big boys will always be spending heavily, but you know what, there's always a few surprise packages along the way and surprise results as well. So never take your predictions for granted and think, well, you've got one of the big boys against the minnows, you'll guarantee the points.
Now,
think outside the box.
In the lead up to the predictions season that we've got coming up, Atul's off next week, and then I'm going to be off the week after, or the week after that. So I know everybody out there has got annual leave coming up as well, so busy old time. So if you are, and you have annual leave coming up, you are going to be away, just maybe when you do your game week 1, maybe do game week 1 and 2. I remember Danny Atware did that last year, and he put his first 2 weeks over. But equally, mate, as we might not be around as much as we'd like, let's just take a moment just to peer into the kind of predictions itself. Though obviously you're a winner. Atul's won this game 3 times before. He's a legend. I'm still trying to win my game, but there you go. This season, mate, I know Man City are the current champions. Liverpool have invested heavily and look really good. Spurs haven't, but they're still a good team. You know, you can almost make a case for about 5, 6, 7 teams. Yeah. Where do you think, just generally speaking, where do you think it's going to go, the old title this season?
Too close to call. As you said, Spurs haven't spent, but they've got the experience now.
Absolutely, yeah.
The squad have grown together,
yep,
and that counts for a lot at the end of the day. Moving to a new stadium, how disruptive will that be? We had the Wembley effect 2 seasons ago. Last season they settled down. How much will that give them a slow start, rather than a quick start, and how can they recover from that as well?
What about Liverpool? Because on the other side, they have spent the most. I think it's Liverpool, West Ham, and then a couple of other teams. Which, I mean, are they going to do it? They look so strong going forward.
They look strong, but I would say, Mark, I think they're still missing a defender. The squad is good. They've got the ability now for Sturridge to slot in if any of the top 3 aren't injured, international, whatever the case may be. Followed by Shaqiri as well. Shaqiri can act as a backup for Salah, in the sense that if Salah needs rest for big game time.
Shaqiri! Yeah. I thought you meant she's playing at the O2. No. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
She's not.
That's what about? I mean. See,
difficult to say. Chelsea.
I was just about to say, what about Chelsea? Because new manager.
It looks as if he's got the players on board. It should be interesting to see if they can retain their big guns, though, the likes of Courtois and
Morata.
Giroud
staying there. The World Cup winning striker that doesn't score.
Listen, but you don't have to score to prove it, though, does it?
Well, absolutely, yeah. And I think there is Higuain on his way over.
Well, yeah, it's a possibility.
I've heard.
If they can, retain Eden Hazard and Kante as well.
Willian, Courtois.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's interesting. They've got good possibilities. You've got Arsenal new manager, new hope.
New hope always. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they're about 2 or 3 seasons away from trying to get into the top 4. Let's be honest. Man City, they really didn't need to bolster too much, and they thought, well, you know, one signing, Mahrez, should suffice. Fair enough, fair dues to them. I think they're, my personal opinion, and I know Premier League history has said it's very difficult to retain it. I can only
Not many
see
clubs
them,
retain it, do they?
No, and I can only see Man City doing well.
Yeah.
Whether they retain it.
Well, they actually say it's hard to win the Premier League, but it's harder to retain it, don't they? But let's flip it on its other side, and let's look at some of the other teams. I mean, Fulham, they got young Sessegnon.
Yeah.
Everybody's.
Mitrovic has signed up.
He has 20, yeah. But like, they scored a bucket load of goals last season.
Yeah.
But how will they transfer that back into the Premiership? When I say back, they've been there before. Wolves interest me phenomenally. I mean, I need to start speaking Portuguese to be honest. But they if they knit in and obviously from what they did last season as well, they were great.
Mate, this season, I know it's so cliched, but I've really got to say, you know, the lesser teams, there's so many of them. If you look at it, you know, you have got the big 6, let's be honest about it. But the other teams, there's so much. I mean, West Ham could break into that top 6, you know, with the amount of buys they've got.
Don't tell Gary, quick.
Well, you know, it's worth a shout at the end of the
Mate,
Wolves,
it's like
Everton.
Everton. What's happening with Pickford's going to sign again, but I'm not sure. I've been hearing they need another defender or 2. But the thing is, right, it's like a pack of Skittles now. You put your hand in, you don't know what you're going to pick out. I mean, any game week now. I mean, Wolves Everton their first game of the season. I mean,
bloody hard to call. I mean, you got Man United, Leicester. You know,
Burnley aren't attractive, but you know that Dyche down there with his crew. I mean, he's
how
a
much
fighter.
of that Europa Cup if they win against Aberdeen. The second leg?
Was it 1-1 the first game?
Yeah, and if they get involved in this cup run, how much will it affect their league form?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really, these type of things. You know, a lot of players are still not back from international duty, as Mourinho seems to make a note of it day in, day out. You know, how much will that impact on the results?
There's so much in the mix. There's so much in there. We could go on all day and bore everyone, but listen, let's get it on. Let's get your payment over as well, by the way, but let's just put it in the pot, get your predictions down, and let's just go for it and have a great season.
Yeah, indeed, pundits. Yeah, I mean, the most important thing is don't forget the payment as well, because, you know, there is, you know, administration fees and all that stuff. And I need it for a few bets here and there.
Yeah, obviously. We're living on our yachts on the back of the predictions game.
That's it.
But
in all seriousness, enjoy the game.
Yeah.
You know, get your predictions in on time, and just, you know, if you're stuck, if we're not around, always put the message up on the group chat. You know, there's loads of people, loads of good guys who are willing to help as well. So take care and good luck, pundits.
Go for it, guys. Good luck.